Today, I'll start with Sangeet. You build a very formidable made in India brand, right? And then we have seen like you are trying to capitalize on the global markets as well. But I want to understand what is the secret sauce, to build something as robust uh, that works for the global markets as well as works for the Indian market.
Hi, good evening. I am Sangeet from Adverb. We are India's largest robotic and automation company, and we are one of the world's fastest growing robotics company. We have two factories. One of them is world's largest factory for robots at a single location. We operate in 27 countries today with four subsidiaries, one in US, one in Europe, Australia, and Singapore. Robotics today is a hardware and a software thing. So earlier, when robots started coming into industry in 1980s, it was about precision manufacturing, and it continued till 2015-16. But today, in the last 10 years, it is hardware and software. Software to the extent that value addition is around 40 to 50%. So, for us to build a brand outside India, I'll talk about inside India a bit later, but outside India, we positioned all the robots, and today everyone is doing that, as a software plus hardware company. And because of India's legacy in software development, etc., though there has not been a lot of product company, but Indian software engineers are respected everywhere. That helped us to some extent. The other thing which has helped us in our growth outside India, we will be doing $100 million this year in revenue, and 60% of that revenue comes from outside India. So the other thing which has helped us considerably is we became successful in India and serving some of the customers which had huge volume, the kind of volume which you don't hear. So, a typical e-commerce player, Flipkart warehouse from in Calcutta would do 1 million orders a day, which is no other country, okay, except China, where we don't operate, no other country there would be such volume. So if you have automated that volume, the respect is there. So when you go to a US customer or a European customer and you say that your robots have enabled a customer to deliver that kind of volume in so lesser time, uh, the respect is there, the reputation gets built up. So that is second thing which has helped us. And third is the people. And everyone keeps on talking about it. We have heard from the all the entrepreneurs who came on this dais today. Uh, the kind of people whom we recruited in India and outside India. Even in India, we did not. We said take, we will have the best person in this role, whether he is an Indian or a expat. It does not matter, and that is what we did for our India operation. Whether our chief design officer, our chief manufacturing officer, both come from outside India. But also in the countries where we operate, 80 to 85% of our people are from that country, and which adds again to the trust and therefore to the revenue.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up. Shivast, one thing, from becoming a costs, like considered as a cost center, and then becoming a revenue generator, like becoming as a prime source of revenue generator. Yeah, like the story of Servify is like pretty interesting, and now you have like this meteoric global growth, and you're trying to navigate through different markets. So we want to understand like how do you try to build the same kind of trust as well as just deliver that kind of consistency that is also like highly qualitative as well as scalable, and also that a lot of other founders can take a cue which are planning to go global.
Sure. So thank you very much, Kunal, for getting us here. I'm Srivatsa, founder of Savify. To answer your question, I think I'll take also the cue from the earlier session. One is absolute honesty in what you do. I think when you are starting up and you are a founder that you want to really build a long-lasting legacy and organization, I think it starts with basic principle of adding value to the partners that you work with, right? So I think that was philosophically the first point, if you ask me, that you have to constantly add value. And I think one of the other principles which is related to that, that in our company we really practice every day, is we have to earn our business every day. There is no feeling that, yeah, we've arrived, we've come. So even today, as we completed our 10th anniversary, the new campaign we started is D1 D2, which is day one of decade two. So which means it's still day one for us, right? So I think more fundamentally is we have to keep adding value, and once you keep adding value and the customers recognize and realize, I think there is no reason for them to leave you. And luckily we've not lost a single customer in the last 10 years of our business. So that's more philosophical. Second is, in our business, historically, it was always looked upon as a cost center, a pain to manage, because after sales service, most companies are focusing on designing the product, selling the product, and then it's only a very small percentage of customers who come back for service. But today, all these gadgets are part of our lives, and it's not just for 1 year where the brand offers minimum 1 year limited warranty that the customer uses the product. They use it for longer, and some of them fall down, accidentally may get damaged. And we said, look, those customers who have bought the product having trust in you also expect service in the same fashion as you provide in retail. So I think historically it was insurers who were selling those solutions, and we said, look, we will do all the heavy lifting of, because it's regulated business, we will manage the regulation in terms of getting the licenses. It's a digital service that you offer. Imagine in India, over 200,000 outlets sell handsets or electronic products. Making that product available digitally is a lot of heavy lifting. Then getting the entire ecosystem on a common platform, collecting money from customer, ensuring that Amazon like experience or Uber like experience. So we said we will manage all of that. We need your supply chain support and your brand trust. And I think that we delivered in India. And when that happened again in a market like you mentioned just now, when you do it in India, where scale is extremely voluminous, the challenges are even more, where you have some of the challenging customers who will try to break the system before you can even plan for the right process. And of course, the cost of labor is so cheap. Therefore, you have to really add value for the customer to see that benefit. So I think when you deliver that, it's quite natural. Our customers who are global customers said, "Oh, can you also do that in the US? Can you also do that in Europe? Can you also do that in Middle East?" And I think that's how we started growing. So one of the standard phrases that we use even in our investor pitches is land and expand is our moat. We land with one customer. Because they are global customers, we are able to expand with them with very limited efforts, because we have proven once, then it's just about consistently delivering. To answer your question on how do you do this consistently, I think we took the tech first approach. So obviously, when you build and solve things with technology, you can definitely scale, you can predict the outcome. I think when you have the right cultural mindset of adding value every day and earning your business every day, and you deliver that using technology, I think you can only predict the outcome and consistently deliver that for your customers. So I think these two really helped us, if you ask me.
Okay, that pretty much like okay, thank you for summarizing it for us. Um, Abhishek, your company is slightly distinct from the run-of-the-mill startups which we talk about. You are much more into sustainability and a lot of recyclability. So it will be great, you can just, elaborate us on your global expansion plans and what are your key takeaways at the moment.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I'm Abhishek. I'm co-founder and chief operating officer of Recycle. In brief, just to understand what Recycle do is, we enable circular economy in the country. Uh, how we do that? Obviously, we bring a lot of stakeholders together. Stakeholders like bigger enterprise recyclers like a Tata, JSWs of the world, or Reliance, who needs a consistent material for the recycling. There are global brands like Samsung, Apple's, or even FMCG brand who has recycling targets. We help them to achieve those targets, as well as informal sector who constantly want the better value for their material. So it the global expansion thing never happened overnight. Like early days when we started recycling in 2018, we started building our tech stack and all, and in 2019 World Economic Forum has recognized us as a tech pioneers of the world. That was a moment we got flooded with a lot of inward requests from multiple countries, and especially I got excited when London's mayor office reached out for the digitalization of their waste management. I felt like any entrepreneur, right? Sabko global jana hai. So I felt it's an opportunity. But when in entrepreneurship, that maturity also matters, right? So when we all founders sat together in a room and we decided what we should do, one question we asked ourselves: are we ready? Are we ready for the global market? uh, the realization was, we realized that our country is a combination of 20 plus countries, because every state operates differently into the waste management and recycling program. uh, because there is a lot of friction in the ecosystem supply chain. We realize we haven't catered the country well, and no point distracting ourselves going outside, because a lot of customization is needed, a lot of changes in the needed. So we decided, let's cater the country first, and then we can think about a global expansion. Uh, Happy to let you know that India generates more than 65 million metric tons every year of waste. Out of that, only 12 million metric tons gets recycled or processed. So far, after doing more than 1,000 crores of revenue in a year, we are able to channelize only 1.2 million metric tons. That's where we reached. Still, it's a big opportunity. We have operations starting from Kedarnath to Kanyakumari. We intentionally pick up the opportunities where we can create a more credibility. We can expose our system to the toughest. We challenge internal teams that, are we ready for the global expansion? We found that if we can create our ecosystem at the 15,000 feet Kedarnath, where human life is not safe, if our apps, our hardware, our operations, our processes works there, it can work anywhere in the world. And that validation we got when we won the President Award by our Honorable President. Whatever we have created a plastic collection ecosystem in Kedarnath, that was a moment. So once we tested our processes, built the teams, we realized that now we are ready for the global expansion. And the first move we have done intentionally, we uh, expanded to Bhutan. Bhutan is considered most sustainable, most advanced. There is one city is getting built, is called Galipu. First expansion we have done for that city, and the Honorable King and Queen has visited, seen our work there, and now they're planning to expand this to all over the places in Bhutan. That's where strategic uh, planning we have done. Uh, and the good part, what happened is, we always focused on create this case studies and ecosystem. We still don't have any global expansion team, or not a single resource in recycle works on this expansion or global activities. All the inquiries comes inwards. We have Aramco Digital reached out us for the partnership. So these are the validations we have got. So we have signed MOU with for the GCC market with Aramco Digital Bhutan. Sri Lanka, we are expanding, and we already started operations in South Africa. So that's what slowly we are doing, because waste is not easy. Looks, once you throw waste in the dustbin, we feel it's done, but after that, it's a lot of complex ecosystem.
Yeah, that I can totally understand because all of us, like deal with this problem, especially in Delhi. If you see, or in the urban cities, this is a big challenge. And what you guys are doing, are like obviously, that so much of recognition you have got, it means that you're doing something right. Uh, Coming back to Sangeet sir, as a tech journalist, I cannot help stop like resist to ask, that there are a lot of companies and the startups are there and everything, and but still, there is not a lot of focus on deep tech uh, technologies where I think recently we had this conversation about China being ahead in deep tech, and if you look at the VC fundings that happen, a fintech company will get like 99th fintech companies getting some funding, or if you see a company that makes mayo or D2C chips companies, these companies are getting fundings. But if you want someone wants to be deep tech robotics, they don't really headline much. So what is your thought on that?
This question is to the wrong person. But see, in our journey, we needed money because robotics requires a factory setup. It is not only a software product. I said that value addition is up to 50%, but then you need factory setup, and robotics is a multidisciplinary engineering. So we have to build our own motherboard, or let us say compute card, because again, there also the world is changing very rapidly, with everyone bringing AI on the edge, and the chips coming from Nvidia and Intel and ST, and all the companies are trying to get into this space. So you have to be updated, and you have to be fast and agile in imbibing these technologies in your robotic product. So you need factory, and factories requires a lot of money, uh, and you don't become immediately profitable. It requires uh, yeah, I did not want to use that word, but patient capital. And for us, what happened, and we were lucky in that context. I used to work for Asian Paints, and we used to build world's largest factory and warehouses, very automated, lot of robots coming from Europe, Japan, US, etc. So the promoter of Asian Paints, he knew me, and he was the first person who invested $1 million and then $10 million. And then it was Reliance. They were one of the biggest customers, and they invested around 135 million. So we were lucky in that context, but I agree to the fact that many deep tech founders are not that lucky. But things are changing in the last 4 5 years. Things have been changing. I know many of my friends, many of my colleagues, and uh, I also try to play a small part in that, wherein we do try to bring capital to deep tech companies in uh, electronics, chip design, drones, other kinds of robotics, AI, etc. And that definitely is changing. And you read the newspaper, at least last 1 year newspaper, and you see funding happening in hardware companies, funding happening in deep tech companies, in AI companies. It is also a fact you touched upon our positioning and China. It is a fact that we are nowhere in comparison to China. At least I can talk about robotics, the kind of government funding happens there, and it really is massive. Also, VC funding happening is massive. Today, in India, we would have, or world over, in India, we would have one or two companies making humanoid. We are one of them. We will launch it in March 2026. But if you go to China, there are at least 40, 50 companies backed by government, backed by a lot of money, and they are competing. I know out of these 40, 50 companies, only 10 will survive, but these 10 will be uh, really companies which has survived that kind of competition, and therefore will be able to offer products at cost and at technology which will be unmatched. So today, robotics is physical AI and or embodied AI, and there is a lot of money going in from Tesla, from Figure, from several companies going into it. We are spending less, at least I can talk of my company, but we are not that behind. We are still behind, but we are not that behind. That is what I can tell you. Of course, money can help, money would help, but money is not the only thing. Even the ecosystem for deep tech requires to be created, and that would happen. It is already happening in a small way, but we are at the right path. That is what I can tell.
Thank you so much for elaborating on that thought. And continuing my conversation on tech, right? I really want to do, like, Servify does a lot of gadgets, right? But if you look at the hardware segment, right, and there are a lot of upgrades, new kind of devices have come, right? So, and also, how do you plan to, like, update your own tech as well as your services, given the kind of new kind of devices that are coming in our lives? Say, for instance, like IoTs are becoming a big thing, and smart rings are becoming a thing. So, how do you plan for that?
Sure. And I think one of the big advantages is like we took the tech first approach. When I say tech first, it's not just a CRM that we built, right? It is also getting deeply embedded into the devices. So, for example, if you are buying Apple Care on an Apple device, we don't ask for invoice, we don't ask for date of purchase. All that you need is a serial number which the retailer enters in the system. It's already, we know whether it is a new device, old device. If it is a new device, no diagnostics required, nothing. If it is old device, we just ask for customer's consent, and within the settings itself you can run the diagnostics. So that is by design, which is one, obviously take out bad experiences from the customer, friction from customer of downloading an app, taking a picture, uploading an invoice, all of that, but also control. So which means we know exactly what device on which we are underwriting the risk on. So I think with that approach, more and more devices becoming smarter is only helping. And second is every device, every gadget is getting connected with each other, becoming a smart device. So I think all of that is only helping. So more and more devices, while it is probably not so good for the environment, but I think it is still good for our business. But what we are also therefore doing is, in terms of sustainability, we are also, our platform is also used for extending life of the device, which means don't just use and throw, but use it for long. And once you are done with the first use, there could be a second user, and we also therefore promote exchange and upgrade. So we are also the company that runs exchange and upgrade from a platform perspective for all of these top brands in the country and many other markets. Uh, to answer your question on the third one, beyond smartphones, our belief is, look, historically, this was more of a pain to manage. But I think as a customer today who is busy, where the life is connected with gadgets, people's earning levels are going up, and therefore they want to enjoy a little bit of uh, you know aspirational items, including electronics, but beyond electronics to even luxury items. We are also getting into newer categories, and that could be likes of your watches, Rolex watch, to a Ray-Ban glasses, to a Gucci glass, to a you know, Louis Vuitton bag. But I think that is where we believe the next evolution for us as a company, because we built the right tech, we built the right model, we got all the licenses, we've got the experience of managing that whole post sale ecosystem play. So obviously, irrespective of the category, I think we can expand to wherever customer sees value. So one is additional smart gadgets, but also non-smart, but the products that you love will be under our cover, and that could be your BMW car also in the future.
That's amazing. And I totally see a potential collaboration between Servify, Recycle, and Adver, maybe at some point.
Absolutely.
Right.
In fact, we were just talking about that in the session before. I mean, when
I
we were
think I
having lunch
think
together.
then the summit, one of the key takeaways would be like the collaboration. Uh,
Till
just
the
to
time when product is on a Servify, it's a Servify's business. Once it's out of life, it comes to Recycle's
Correct.
business.
so then it's
Absolutely.
Complete life cycle.
so
Absolutely.
the other, like I think the best panel of the day, I guess. Uh, just to conclude our conversation and again continuing our conversation on technology, like you also have to invest a lot on IoTs and data analytics and everything, right? I just want to understand if you are doing so, investing a lot. So I want to understand what are your key takeaways? How do you plan to elevate it and also keep it to a point where it starts to compete with the global companies?
So we have learned very early that, and you just gave that example right now. Collaboration is the approach in the business which we are here. You cannot build a parallel ecosystem. Uh, we learned that it is if someone has already built the ecosystem, no point inventing it again. Reinventing doesn't make sense. So as an organization, what we have learned and doing is like going more on a collaborative approach with the existing. So even though if I talk about global expansion opportunity, I will give an example of GCC market. If Aramco is a strong there, they are there into the business for so many years. If Recycle decides to go there and build a systems from the scratch, it will take so many years, ages, right? So point there, or what really we decided to do, that do such smart partnerships where it's a win-win situation for both the parties, right? So we have a technology as our strength. uh, we will start adding value from the tech perspective, and obviously Aramco or any other partner, local partner, knows nuances better. So such global brands we started working. Even we did one a few years back partnership with Google, and we built artificial intelligence for waste management, because we are the people who had a ground level ecosystem to help them to build that. So that's a more smarter and faster approach, we feel. And we have started building our ecosystem, internal ecosystem, accordingly.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this conversation. We learned a lot. Thank you, everyone, for giving us your time. I think a lot of us learned a great deal about your companies and also about global.
Thank you.